Welcome, friends,
to the How-To Heretic.
I'm Uncle Mark.
And I'm Uncle Dan.
This is your user's guide to life on the outside.
Sure enough, listen, leaving religion's the first step into a larger, better world.
But if you don't know what you're doing, it can also be a scary world. Things work differently now.
Never fear, that's why we're here.
We're your audio uncles. And with help from good friends and experts in all sorts of fields,
we're going to share the stories and seek the knowledge to build a great life.
After all, you only get one that we know of, so you better make the most of it.
Let's go.
Well, Uncle Dan,
here is another show that we're doing.
Here's another show for the people of Earth and beyond.
We've been having a lot of fun putting these shows together.
We have been having a lot of fun, and I think today's is a fun show. We've got we got some sadness wrapped into all the fun, but that's just how we do. I think you're going to talk about seeding the earth.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Because the Bible tells us how to do it.
Farm techniques, right?
Nope, not that.
Not that. Oh, well, I'm interested to hear. And then you're going to come in and tell us all about one of. I got a book review.
It's a book. It's a truly. It's a highly influential book.
Yes.
But not unlike many of the highly influential books that we talk about on this show. Maybe should be avoided.
Yeah, should be avoided and should never have become influential at all. And then Uncle Doug is going to join us to put us through school.
He's going to educate us.
He's going to educate us, and that should be.
And I think we'll all get significantly dumber in the process.
That's what it sounds like is going to happen. So please stick around for that, because if you're feeling a little smart today, a little stupid could be what you're looking for.
Yeah,
so.
we'll take the edge off of that right quick.
All right, let's go.
Uncle Mark,
here I am.
There you are.
Yes. You caught me in the middle of my reading.
Well, what are you reading?
Well, there is only one book.
There is only one book that matters.
The good book, and I love to read it, but I also love it in audio format, of course, because it really is a ripping yarn. So
it just depends on who they get to read it.
And by the way, I don't know if you fellers, now Uncle Dan's sitting over there looking at us like, what the fuck is going on? But I literally tried. Have you guys seen the, as advertised on TV, the Wonder Bible?
Yeah.
It's a little purple plastic. It looks like a little alarm clock or something.
For someone who's too old to be able to figure out MP3s or anything
or
like that.
Google Bible, audio Bible.
Yeah.
It's an audio Bible, right? And I thought, oh my God, this should sponsor the show. And I'm like, Christians buy Bibles,
but they don't read them.
But atheists read them.
They actually read the Bible.
We read them as an act of self-defense. So they never responded. So if anybody out there has a connection to the good people at Ronco or Popeil
or whatever,
or whoever makes the Wonder Bible.
You know what? You think they'd be desperate to find some more avenues, because the first version of that thing, they got Gilbert Godfrey to read to read the quotes.
Go ye to Galilee. Genesis chapter 2. What is this? 2 by 2. The animals came. It was wonderful.
So
how do you do that? I would pay money for that.
Uncle Mark's impression of Gilbert Gottfried is the same as his impression of Alex Jones. I'm not sure.
That was actually my Katharine Hepburn.
Again, you've never seen the three of them in the same room at the same time.
But you will. You will.
Katharine Hepburn, voiced by Mark.
Hello. I was married to Spencer Tracy. He was a hell of a lay.
So somehow, if this hasn't convinced the Wonder Bible people to join us in this endeavor,
sponsor this show, I don't know what will.
So if anybody has a connection, I don't know why the fuck you would, but see if you can pull that string for us. So anyway, all this Bible talk has me. Oh, this Bible talk. Okay. I'm sweating.
Here's what you have to understand. I have to go into this segment and I have to do a Bible thing and I have to read some verses, and how am I not going to do them as Gilbert Gottfried now? I have to.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So all this Bible talk has me yearning for some Bible knowledge, Dan. Can you lay some on us?
Oh, we got it coming, baby. Oh, my God.
Fuck it. The aristocrats.
The Aristocrats is not worse than the Bible. This is the point.
It's
that
better.
We've been it's at least more wholesome.
Right. Because the Aristocrats, you gotta deal with the beginning and the end, and in the middle you can do whatever you want.
Right. Yeah.
I guess a little bit like the Bible.
Well, at least the Aristocrats ends at some point.
Right.
Speaking of a weird middle, the story that I'm going to tell us today comes from Genesis chapter 38, which is oddly smack in the middle of the story of Joseph and his coat of many colors.
Okay.
Like I was like reading Joseph, and then this chapter comes along right in the middle of it. Like it's like a cliffhanger. They send Joseph off to Egypt, and then we do this like other thing. And then you get back to the whole Joseph story.
So there's like a smash cut to another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The B plot is really strange in this one.
Okay.
So this is the story of one of Joseph's brothers, Judah, who they were both sons of Israel? No, sons of
Morris.
Jacob. So Israel was their grandpa.
Oh, yes. We talked about this when we did the amazingly pointless story of Jacob and Esau.
Right,
From
exactly.
many shows back. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, amazingly pointless seems to be a theme, a running theme throughout this damn book.
Yeah.
Here we are. So Judah has a bunch of kids, as all these people. These were prolific child makers.
Mm-hmm.
These men, because they had lots of wives and whatever. And so Judah. I like the story of Judah and his courtship, which was, and Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua, and he took her and went in unto her.
Boy, there's a lot going on there. She got a name.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a moment. That's a red letter day for a Bible woman.
Right.
And this is, of course, BC, before consent.
Yeah, truly.
Oh, funny.
He took her and went in unto her.
Yep.
Which in Bible speak, in at least in King James Bible speak, means he married her and got laid.
He bought her from her father.
Got his son.
exactly.
Got himself some.
Yeah.
And she conceived and bare a son. All of this sounds like it happened like in the span of 3 minutes, by the way. The way it's written is very odd. She conceived and bare a son and he called his name
Well, in Bible time, a minute is a day, right?
Right, yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know, but 40 days and 40 nights is 12 years, and
This is why we need the Wonder Bible.
this is why we need it.
Yeah.
I do love that there was a guy named
Just you are, right?
E.R.
E.R.
And then the next name I'm going to skip because you'll recognize it
All right.
a little bit. Well, no, okay. And she conceived again and bare a son, and she called his name Onan.
Oh,
And now-
we know
and-
about this guy.
And now we've tipped our hand a little bit here.
oh,
Hey-o!
no pun intended.
So goes on to take a wife. All of this, again, in that same 3-minute period. Goes on to take a wife whose name was Tamar, and Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him.
Oh.
A baby.
No, he's somehow he's managed to get full grown and
He's 3 minutes old at this point.
taken a wife.
Right.
But he was wicked and got slew.
All right.
God just straight up put a cap in his ass.
So
Yeah.
All right.
That
So far-
seems to be happening.
so far, it's just another day in the Old Testament.
Right.
But usually God uses like a flood or a plague.
Yeah.
Kind of uses a sledgehammer
Or
rather
like
than a scalpel.
how many guys have we read about that the Lord is displeased with, and they go on to live like long and healthy lives?
True.
But this guy, the Lord, it doesn't say how, but he just
Do you think people that lived in Old Testament times were like, oh, I can't wait for Old Testament times to be over? That New Testament time sounds like milk and honey.
that was what all the prophecies were about.
Yeah.
Have you read Isaiah? It's just, boy, we can't wait for these Old Testament times to be over.
Yeah. What page does that happen on? Are we there?
We're getting there.
It's something that the people in the Old Testament and the people reading it have in common.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait. So has been slew, and Judah now says to his second son, Onan, you got to go take your brother's wife and marry her and put some babies in her. But he didn't like this because somehow in Judaic law, that meant that those babies were Er's babies.
Oh.
They were not Onan's babies. Now, if someone, even without a knowledge of genetics, if someone can explain to me how the fuck that happens, great. But that apparently was how it was. So Onan was not down with that.
You think they had they must have understood man plus woman, sexy time baby. Right?
Yeah. That much they got.
Should know that much.
They got that much.
Right.
They didn't understand any of the mechanics of how that worked.
But so they thought it wasn't just a legal thing. It was Er's baby. These would be Er's children.
Somehow.
Okay.
It doesn't explain it in any kind of detail.
No.
And, ancient Judaic scholar though I am, I don't know.
There's a possible workaround here to make them his children, which is to hold up striped sticks.
No, the stripes are wrong. At this point, you hold up an image like on a stick of yourself.
But you can't because graven images are of course forbidden. Oh my God.
This is so hard.
So complicated. And it's a Friday.
So he figured it all out.
He,
as we all know this story, he invented the pull-out method, which is every time he fucked the girl, he just let his semen squirt.
A 100% effective form of birth control.
Try it at home, everybody.
The rhythm is going to get you. If I've said it once.
Is that what that song's about?
It is.
I feel like
method.
that's Gloria Estefan would not lead us astray.
No, the Miami Sound Machine was very about strangely ineffective birth control set to a Latin beat.
That's Miami Sound Machine is what I call my penis.
It just makes a horrible sound.
Because of the sound it makes, which is not good. And remember, if you smoke after sex, you're going too fast.
So dumb. Dirty dad jokes.
Dirty dad. Hashtag dirty dad jokes. Well, so Onan found his workaround. He got to fuck her and didn't have to raise somehow his brother's kids. But
he spilled his seed upon the ground.
He did spill his seed upon the ground. And this, by the way, is the moment in the Bible. It is like one verse upon which all of the Catholic banning of contraception is based.
It only takes one, Dan. It only takes one verse.
It really does.
Yeah.
And this is it. And it's crazy. But apparently it's very clear that the Lord did not approve of this, because guess what the Lord did?
He turned to the book of Python where it says every sperm is sacred.
Right.
Yeah.
He did, and then he slew Onan.
Well,
so Onan, both dead.
Dead. Onan dead.
No babies.
For the crime of spilling his seed on the ground. So now what you've got is Tamar, a wife of two and mother of none, who is now, she's in a bit of a bind because
she's kind of a black widow.
No doubt.
There's a problem here. Yeah, exactly. The Lord slew these guys?
Yeah.
I don't think that was the Lord. There was a common denominator in this. Anyway, now it's Judah's youngest son's turn, but he is too young to be married at this
Does he have a 3-syllable name? It's Onan
and what is his name? I forget. Hang on, I can look it up. I can find this.
I think it's Shabadoo.
Shabadoo.
It is Shabadoo. It's Shelah.
Oh, well.
I was close.
My theory fell apart.
Yeah. Well, there you go. The conspiracy. You'll have to come up with a totally different conspiracy.
We wouldn't be
theory.
fucking this up if we had the Wonder Bible.
Sorry.
And he turned to her under her, by the way, and he spilled his seed on the ground, like you do.
And then the wife came, and she did a trapeze act in which. Wait, oh no, this isn't the Aristocats.
How about patron-only content where I read requested Bible passages as Gilbert Gottfried?
You and I will do competing Godfrieds.
Gottfried versus Gottfried.
It's the Bible Smackdown.
That's right.
If you guys want that, go to Patreon and we'll do it. We will.
We will.
We're threatening. Anyway, so the youngest son is far too young. So Judah says, who is her father-in-law, says, go back to your dad's house, live there for a while, And then when the time comes, I'll marry you off to my youngest, and he'll apparently knock you up with my oldest son's kid.
The youngest is like, sweet.
Yeah, right. This is great.
It's a good deal for me.
This is fabulous.
I mean, it's Old Testament times. I guess you take what you get.
Right. Curse these Old Testament times.
Yeah.
Off she goes. And then, time passes. The kid grows up. She's not getting a telegram. She has not heard back from her father-in-law about, like, hey, come marry the boy now. Right. And she's getting itchy. Mostly because it's apparently not okay for you to just be an unmarried woman in these olden times.
Sure.
So she hatches a plan. It's a good one. Her father-in-law is going to be in town or be near their town, her town. Judah is coming. He's coming with a buddy, and they are going to be, I don't know, something with sheep, something with goats. They're going to do something.
Again, just another day that ends in a testament.
Yeah, exactly. So her plan is
They got goat business. They got goat business,
yeah.
which means mind your own fucking business.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something about sheep shearers conference, I think.
Right.
And so they're going to go to that. And she knows how conferences work. So she takes off her widow's gear.
Everybody goes to the bar.
And she puts on a veil.
Right.
And she decides to play hooker.
Sure.
Which is an interesting thing to do. And Judah sees her, doesn't see her face because she's veiled.
Oh, God.
And is like, so, sweet tits, how much? And she says, what do you got? And he says, a goat? I could give you a goat. And she's like, sweet. But he's like, but I don't have them with me. I don't carry my goats with me. I'll send it along. And
I left it on the dresser.
So she says, well, what are you going to give me to hold until I get my goat? And he says, okay,
the
here.
Miami Sound Machine.
Right. He says, I'll give you my signet and my bracelets and my staff, my little walking stick.
All right.
She says, cool. They do it.
Okay.
She gets preggers.
By her father-in-law.
By her father-in-law, but he doesn't know. He thinks he just knocked up some, your standard harlot.
Because in Old Testament sex, do you not remove the veil from the person? Really?
You don't want to know. Trust me.
It's the old sheet with the hole in it.
If you've ever seen a Canaanite harlot, you don't want to remove the sheet. Don't.
Well, look,
words to live by.
I'm not sure that Judah was worth a second look either, man.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
But he had some really nice goats. So it was
good goats.
It was worth it.
Yeah,
his sons, though, that would just die on a dime. You don't know what's going to happen there. So anyway, word gets back to Judah later that his daughter-in-law has gotten pregnant. And that means that she's a hua.
Oh, Jesus.
And he goes, bring her to me and let's burn her.
Oh.
This is his solution.
Right.
Like, apparently she has done something so horrible to him
Yes.
by getting pregnant that it's worth burning her for.
Jesus.
And his retaining the services of a prostitute, what he thought was a prostitute, isn't worth a second mention.
No. That's totally normal and
Right.
fine.
That's fine, of course.
Of course it's fine.
Right.
But here's the trick. Oh, I forgot to say. He tried to send his buddy with the goat to pay her. Couldn't find her.
Uh-oh.
Oh, then everybody was like, no horror of that description, never hanging out around here.
Right.
Don't know what you're talking about. So they're like, well, she can keep the bracelets and the ring, and we'll call it good.
Yeah. And I get the goat.
Oh,
And I get the goat.
I see what's coming.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. She sends ahead and says, by the way, I'm pregnant by the guy who owned these. Know who that might be?
Dun, dun, dun.
Really?
Yeah. And so she
was playing hardball.
Yeah, she nailed him. She got him good. At which point he said that he basically said she is more righteous than I because I gave her not to my son, and then
As promised.
So he called himself to account. Good job. Took responsibility.
Okay, this is a complete fucking left turn from any Bible story we've done in the show.
Yeah.
Somebody fucking cops to something, accepts responsibility. Like, this is not anything we've explored before.
I know.
Is somebody doing in an Old Testament adjusted for Old Testament times way the right thing?
Right.
But so how does it end? He still cuts her head off. Right?
Nope. He
stabs her with a tabernacle.
Right. No, she gives birth to twins. And this is the moment that I remember reading about, and it's inexplicable to me.
Because one of them is a goat. Hail Satan!
One of the twins is being born, and its hand comes out, and the midwife pauses the birth to tie a scarlet thread around that hand to mark him as the oldest, because super important.
Yes.
Then somehow,
especially in this family,
the hand goes back inside,
God,
and the other baby comes out first.
Oh my God.
And then the first baby with that eager hand then comes out. Pretty sure that's not how twins works. Pretty sure that's not how like cervixes work or whatever. But I don't know. You guys tell me. We'll get Dr. D in to talk about that or some
about twin fighting
about one arm coming out
just
and
his
then
arm coming out, like grasping around for a minute and going back in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe he was just like, fuck it, it's Old Testament times out there. I'm not coming out.
I'm going back in. Somebody tied something on me. I'm not coming out into this. And then, strangely, the end. I don't know. Then we get back to the story of Joseph.
Right. So there was a brief moment of, oh my God, somebody in the Bible doing the right thing.
Yeah.
In a fucked up way, and then the way most Bible stories end, in a pointless dismount.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Did she get married to the youngest son? No. Did Judah himself marry her now that he's wait. Is Judah his own grandpa? We don't know.
There's no way of knowing.
By Jewish law, I think Judah just sired his son's kids, and therefore
So when God
he's his own. He's their.
He's his own uncle, or he's his own
grandpa.
nephew.
He's grandfather to his own children.
Well, and so someone did a semi-right thing in this story.
Right.
This story also contains, in the Bible, there's probably a handful of verses responsible for most of the suffering that religion, Christianity, and Judaism has imposed on the world.
Right.
One of those is in this story.
There is no. Yeah. Exactly. There are people suffering in Africa because the Catholic Church is trying to deny them condoms.
Yep.
Yeah.
The AIDS crisis is epidemic
because of this.
Because one verse says
in a subplot of a dumb story
in which God becomes so fucking pissed off that a guy accidentally or purposefully shot his load onto the ground that he kills him.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, morals, people.
Yeah.
This is how you learn them.
Wellspring of morality here.
If we have not convinced you, the good people of Wonder Bible, what will it take? What will it take?
We'll re-record the whole thing for you in the voice of Gilbert Gottfried.
As Sean Connery.
We'll do all of our impressions.
He spilled his sheet upon the ground.
I'll do my George W. Bush. It'd be great.
All right. Well, I think we've all taken a little bit of nothing from this. So,
Yep. So enjoy that.
Thanks, Uncle Dan, and
I guess you're welcome. And let's move on. Hey, Uncle Doug.
Uncle Dan.
I'm looking over here at Uncle Mark.
You shouldn't do that.
And he looks like he is just chomping at the bit.
Is that what you call it?
He's raring to go.
He's kicking at the gravestone.
or either that or he's stroking. Whatever
Something
the look
like
on
that.
his face is. Yeah.
Uncle Mark, do you smell toast?
Always.
Okay.
I smell avocado toast, but it's got a coppery kind of vibe to it. So I think I'm okay.
I think you're fine then.
My humors are all in balance.
Excellent. You're not overly phlegmatic.
I'm always overly phlegmatic.
We're all a little phlegmatic right now with the air being what it is.
It's true. Yeah, that's true. We are very phlegmy people.
The California wildfires have made Utah almost unlivable right now.
Isn't that fun?
It's fun.
Hey, so Uncle Mark, tell us about your oppression expression that we're going to be talking about today.
Every once in a while we like to talk about how, look, religion, we all agree on this. It does so much good in the world.
Right.
So much good.
So much good.
Disputable.
But something that's recently kind of come into focus is occasionally something bad happens as a byproduct of all the goodness. Right. And that's and we hate to bring that stuff up on this show because we're the positive guys, but
you can't make a goodness omelet without breaking a few.
But we've talked about the way that different people are repressed, and usually it's almost always by other religious people. Many times it's one religion repressing or attacking a group inside their religion.
Correct.
Today we're going to take a look at a particular vehicle of a very celebrated oppression.
A Chevy Nova.
Yes, the Chevy Nova is
Pope-mobile of oppression.
Is the pogrom. So we're gonna delve into a certain sort of anti-Semitism.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. So as you guys know, hating Jews has a frightfully long history in this wretched world, and with a staggering body count. We've talked about in different segments here on the show from time to time. That's an odd thing since in the Old Testament, the Jews are the good guys.
They're the heroes.
Or the chosen
Depends on
guys.
who you talk to, but yeah.
Well, the chosen is a better phrase. Better phrase.
They're the chosen guys, and they're actually not very good at being the good guys.
Right.
They fuck it all up every other paragraph. But God really likes them, or at least hates them less than everybody else He made. So,
except that, boy, when God chooses a people,
Yeah, right.
He does not do well by them.
Don't choose me.
Yeah, choose somebody else.
I want to get picked last. So that's who they are in the Old Testament. Then in the New Testament, the best person ever in history forever also is a Jew.
Yeah, I think they don't like that part.
So they should be solid, right?
You know, it's funny that neither group likes that. The Jews don't like it and the Christians don't like it.
Yeah. So they should be solid. They should be all good in the world. Everybody loves the Jews. Well, there's this one little bit, if you guys might recall, where a certain Roman governor offers to release just one prisoner from being executed because he wanted to make this Passover a really special one, which is a thing that never happened. And the Jews of Palestine decide to release some schmo called Barabbas rather than the miracle-working Son of God and the King of the Jews.
Right.
So the Romans tried him for disturbing their peace, nailed him to a Roman cross with a Roman hammer and Roman nails, and tortured him to death horrendously in a trademark Roman way while mocking him. But of course, the Jews got the blame.
Right.
So this bizarre guilt transfer about a series of highly unlikely ancient events has stuck. And a ton of poison got bottled up and sold widely as a book called The Protocols of the Elders of Zion.
Is that what we're getting to finally?
We've danced around this subject.
Yeah, we've mentioned it a few times. It is a barn burner.
Oh, yeah.
It's
get it
it's
on
a
Audible.
shtetl burner. So, and several shtetls were burned.
Yeah.
You should get it on Audible.
So look, before we...
Steve Bannon reads it.
But super drunk. And
Yeah, well,
it
that's
just
it.
editorializes and riffs constantly.
Yeah, Steve Bannon. That's what he said.
Yeah, right. So, a disclaimer before we dive into this dreck. There are plenty of reasons to dislike Jews without this grotesque, salacious book of caricature and smear. And I shall list them. They will not order off the fucking menu. Everything is hold this, extra that, and can I taste this? There is no perfect temperature either in the house or in the car. It's always too cold or it's too hot. There's no making them happy on that front. They have too many holidays.
This is the protocols of the Elder of Mark.
The Elder of Salt Lake. They have too many holidays. And I found Yentl a very weird and problematic movie as a young gay boy because I didn't think Barbara Streisand was fooling anybody into thinking she was a boy.
Yeah, but you like
Spoilers.
Wasn't there a nude scene with Mandy Patinkin? Surely that must have done.
I think I
good
blocked
by-
that out.
Oh, okay.
And worst of all,
I've never seen Yentl.
Jewish
How
parents.
did I know that? I
I
don't know.
thought it was a thing you eat.
Jewish parents put so much pressure on their children to be doctors and lawyers that they smother the dreams of their precious little butterflies who maybe just want to dance, like Eli. So boo overbearing Jewish parents who mean well. Okay, so those are the reasons to dislike the Jews.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, Uncle Doug and I do not. The opinions expressed by Uncle Mark are not necessarily those of anybody else.
Exactly.
They are the editorial opinion of the How to Heretic. And thank God I'm atheist, actually. I talked to Frank about
God
this.
damn
We're
it.
all set. So a little groundwork. There are at most 23 million Jews of one stripe or another in the world. And that estimate is the very broad metric of Israel's right to return policy that states
Really? Just 23 million?
23 million. And that's probably, it's quite a big number. The right to return policy states that any person anywhere with at least one Jewish grandparent may be granted citizenship in Israel. I don't have a Jewish grandparent, it turns out. I looked.
I do.
Do you do? So more likely, the number of people who self-describe as some part of the Jewish community, religious or not, pardon me, and those who are even aware they had a Jewish grandparent is more like somewhere between 14 and 17 million people. So
that's the numbers I've heard.
So if all Doug's keeping track of the
Check.
That's Mormon numbers right there.
Doug's got a counterboard. 2 more here. So if all the Jews in the world lived in one single country, and no, only about a third of them live in Israel, their relative influence as a nationality would hover in the same range as Somalia, Chad, Senegal, Zimbabwe, or at the high number, Kazakhstan. But why is it the right-wing conspiracy screamers aren't going off about the international Chadian conspiracy to put known homosexual George Clooney in every Hollywood movie? Or the internationalist Senegalese cabal to seize control of the Federal Reserve? Or how can we tolerate the Kazakh conspiracy to infiltrate the world banking system?
Does conspiracy start with a K there? The Kazakh conspiracy?
It does, actually. Nice
I don't
catch.
know. If you watch Borat again, you'll see. I think it's happening.
It's a one-man conspiracy of a not actual Kazakh person. So a lot of the reason why we don't hear this is because of this crazy old book, or really a very flexible template for a book, The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. So about the book. There are varying accounts of the actual origins of the protocols. The most common one I could find involves the head of the Imperial Russian Okhrana, the secret police's foreign division, a guy named Pyotr Rachkovsky, concocting it to try to stop the spread of left-wing populism in Russia generally, and Bolshevism in particular, connecting these left-wing proletariat movements to a fictional international Jewish conspiracy, and also to prevent, this is so bizarre, a character we've touched on a little here on the show before, Rasputin, from gaining power in the palace, and instead helping ensure the chosen mystic of the imperial radical secret police faction that this guy Rachkovsky belonged to, a similarly bizarre character named Sergei Nilus. So, what we know with some provable certainty is that the protocols are a work of plagiarism, mostly an original source with no Jewish association at all. That was hard to say. Jewish association. I should not answer the phone for that particular group. Hello, Jewish association. In 1864, a guy wrote a satire of the tyrannical ambitions of Napoleon III in France called Dialogue in Hell between Machiavelli and Montesquieu, where the two characters discuss the absurd pretensions to world domination and lampooning Napoleon III's ambitions.
Interesting.
Side-by-side comparisons of this. There's almost like a CES letter for our Mormon friends out there,
right,
examining the protocols, and this is what this is all about.
Right.
So side-by-side comparisons with this text and the protocols make it pretty clear it's grafted. In addition, and even weirder, there is a salacious anti-Semitic novel written by a disgraced Prussian secret police agent under the pen name Sir John Ratcliffe in 1868, where there's a chapter called Jewish Cemetery in Prague. And in that, Ratcliffe describes a character overhearing a once every 100-year secret meeting in the darkened cemetery of a diabolical rabbinical cabal comprised of a representative of each of the 12 tribes of Israel plotting world domination.
Wow.
Yeah.
What good is having a meeting once every 100 years?
Right?
It's not great.
The first motion is to ratify the minutes from the last meeting 100 years ago.
I'd like to get. Can we go back and see how we did on the goals of the last meeting?
A progress report.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
because if you're running like a massive global conspiracy, no need to meet more than once every fucking century.
Sorry, my whole tribe, we couldn't read his writing, so we didn't do any of our stuff.
You guys have already brought more critical examination to the protocols than almost anybody who believes in them, right? So a member of each of the 12 tribes was there plotting world domination. At midnight in this chapter, the observer saw the devil himself appear to assist in the proceedings.
Oh.
So the DNA of both the French satire and this crazy story of the 12 Jews and their sulfuric +1 are clearly visible in the pages of the protocols.
How do you tell when it's the devil that's helping?
I think it's the hay fork.
The bifurcated tail.
The bifurcated tail. Now, as you can see, if you scan through the turgid mess of its narrative, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion purports to be stolen minutes of just such a secret meeting in Prague. In it, there are 12 protocols or stages of political control and manipulation. The Jews will use the emergent ideas of liberalism and democracy to smash the old ways and install corruptible and weak Gentiles, which we are, in government the world over, all the while secretly gaining control of all the world's financial and information distribution systems. Then at last, they will topple all the corrupt states and institute global government over their own under their own brand of despotism.
I mean, that actually sounds right.
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
I
good.
think they're really close.
That is Alex Jones was brought into existence at the utterance of that sentence.
We're going to have a little chat about Alex Jones in a minute here. So, anyway, in 1917, the secret police guys, Ratchkovsky and his nut nihilist faction of the Russian elite, lost the power struggle when Lenin and the Bolsheviks did indeed overthrow the Russian monarchy.
God, that's a good name for a band.
What's that?
Lenin and the Bolsheviks?
Lenin and the Bolsheviks. As a result of that happening, there was this kind of masterwork of bigoted confirmation bias because the protocols had not really found any traction outside of Russia. But all of these imperialists who fled Russia kind of carried it with them as they went into exile in the rest of Europe. And they were able to say, look, this book says this was going to happen, and it actually happened. Right? So there you go. So that was that confirmed the first stage in Zionist global domination.
They took it on the road.
That's right. So according to a professor from Rutgers University, Stephen Bronner, after the Russian Revolution, in Europe, from the revolution into the late 1930s, the Protocols may have been the second most read piece of literature after the Bible.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was popular.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, and it got even more popular. So that's how widespread this loathsome book was. And as a companion piece to the Bible, it is not helpful.
No.
So, obviously a lot of Europeans, like anywhere in the world in the late 19th and early 20th century, were not super educated. Maybe they lived in rural areas. They weren't really aware of macro versus microeconomics and were predisposed to look with suspicion on any outgroup, like people anywhere always have been.
Right.
So anytime there was some societal shock, like a depression or bad crop yields or war, and with a little nudge from the ruling party eager to distract or from the newspapers that served them, Jews were very often blamed for whatever the shit was. So the Protocols was not really an effort to change anybody's minds. It purported itself to be a piece of secret stolen confirmation bias, proving that everything the good Christians of Europe thought of the Jews in their midst was true. Look, it's all here in this book.
Well, and this is, I mean, this is playing on an age-old sensibility about Jews that, when Shakespeare wrote Merchant of Venice, he was
right.
So you go back even that far and further, back when Christians weren't allowed to lend money.
Right.
But still wanted to do business and so they had to deal with Jews. So the whole Jews and money thing comes from the fact that wealthy Jews were the only people who could lend and therefore made money off of that and therefore became sort of financial institutions. Like dealing in finances was one of the few things in the world, at least in the European world,
right,
that Jewish people could prosper with.
Yeah, or were allowed to do. They were pushed away from farming and agriculture and life.
They were pushed away from everything.
You're right.
So
right.
the thing that they were relegated to
became their curse.
became the thing that everybody, all the Christians were like, see, they run the banks. They're
Right.
trying to take over.
They couldn't win.
Yeah, you made them do that, guys. That was your fault.
There was no winning for them. So let's take a little walk through some of the well-known fans, the well-known fanboys of the Protocols of Elders of Zion.
Oh, sure.
See if you can recognize any of these names.
Anyway,
First and perhaps most importantly, Adolf Hitler.
yeah, he loved them.
We all remember Adolf Hitler
Really?
from that movie.
Didn't know that about him.
Yeah, from that movie in the bunker.
Yeah, I think we're all surprised to learn that he's an anti-Semite.
Yeah, there's been a lot of attempts to make that not seem like the case, but
Right.
So anyway,
I like the sound Nazi in the middle of that. Make that Nazi.
see what I snuck in there. So the protocols were referenced directly in a little leaflet penned by the abbreviated mustache aficionado called Mein Kampf. In fact, it was the motivating narrative behind. It was the whole narrative behind Hitler's impenetrable doorstop of a book that calls for a return to Teutonic greatness. I don't know if you guys have ever waded into it, but it's.
I haven't.
Well, I even learned what the title means. It means my Kampf.
It means the Nino.
Uncle Doug went to 12 years of German class for that.
So here's a little quote from our friend in the original English. To what extent the whole existence of this people is based on a continuous lie is shown incomparably by the protocols of the wise men of Zion, which is another name of the book, so infinitely hated by the Jews. They are based on a forgery. The Frankfurter Zeitung moans and screams once every week.
The Frankfurter Zeitung?
Yeah, it's a newspaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's the Times.
Yeah. The best proof that they are, and that's the best proof that they are authentic. What many Jews may do unconsciously is here consciously exposed. And that is what matters. It is completely different from what Jewish brains these disclosures originate. The important thing is that with positively terrifying certainty, they reveal the nature and activity of the Jewish people and expose their inner contexts as well as their ultimate final aims. Yes, I love Hitler banding on about somebody else's ultimate final aims.
Right.
And then
the word final coming out of Hitler is always just a little scary.
Just makes the hair stand up. And then a friend of Hitler's, a guy named Joseph Goebbels, in 1924 wrote in his diary, I believe that the protocols of the Elders of Zion is a forgery, that it is not because the worldview of Jewish aspirations expressed therein are too utopian or fantastic. One sees today how one after the other of the protocols is being realized, but rather I do not think the Jews are so completely stupid as not to keep such important protocols secret.
Damning by faint praise, right?
Yeah, so thanks. I believe in the inner but not the factual truth of the protocols.
Wow.
Isn't that like people saying about Trump, take him, what is it? Take him literally, take him seriously, not literally.
Right, exactly.
Right. Yeah. I do like that because it feels like, when people write about somebody else, they're only revealing stuff about themselves.
Right. Truly.
And he's like, nobody would be a big enough idiot to actually write out their absolutely fiendish plot.
Exactly. It's like a Bond movie.
Who would do that?
Right.
I mean, I have some fiendish plots. I definitely wouldn't write that shit out.
Right. And then tons of the Nazis that were eventually tried at Nuremberg were completely fucked by their own record keeping.
Right. Well, that's why you don't have. That's why genocide needs to be done by non-Germans.
That's right. So it should all be verbal. So
careful what you wish for.
You guys drive cars? You guys like cars?
I enjoy a car.
Anybody drive a Ford?
No.
I have driven.
You have driven a Ford. Well, that's ties very nicely into our next friend here.
Oh yes,
Mr. Henry Ford of the Ford Motor Corporation. So
a saint of American industry.
Yeah, a saint of American industry, and I'll explain why. So he is the only foreigner mentioned glowingly in Mein Kampf.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, Henry Ford is spoken of glowingly.
Yeah.
Ford was what fascist mommies and daddies dreamed their girls would grow up to marry and their boys would grow up to be.
Yeah.
The genius industrialist was also an insane person who wanted society to work as perfectly and mechanically as one of his factories. The America of his soulless mind was very orderly, very patriarchal, booze-free, very Christian, and of course, very white.
Can I sidebar real quick on this? Did you know that he tried to create this utopia in Brazil?
Yeah, Fordlandia.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he thought he could just go out there, build a huge factory in the middle of jungle, in the middle of nothing, and then bring in and then just be the savior of all of these poor Brazilians who would come in, work there, and adopt his
American values,
his values as their societal building blocks. And he would just have this Fordian utopia.
How did that turn out?
It pooped on itself.
Yeah, it was a little less abrupt than the ending of Jonestown, but no less final.
He did literally, and apparently the factory's still there. It's just this weird ghost town or whatever. He did zero research into their culture or anything because he just assumed
it didn't matter.
Why would he?
His shit would export perfectly to all humans everywhere forever. Amen.
Yeah, wow. Their culture didn't fucking rate. It didn't. It wasn't even a consideration.
Right.
So where Goebbels understood that the usefulness of the protocols, while that they were useful while at the same time not believing their authenticity, Mr. America Firster, Henry Ford, was not so wise. He bought them like a shiny new Model A, and he also bought a newspaper at the time, the Dearborn Independent, just so he could reprint them in a serialized form, meant to induce anti-Semitic panic called The International Jew, the World's Foremost Problem.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he
The world's foremost problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this was before World War II, obviously.
I mean, it's true. The problem is the international Jews. It's these jet setters that are the issue. If we can keep them in one country.
Prior to Israel, they didn't have a homeland. So weren't they all international Jews?
They were all, and they were all international Jews who saw themselves, a lot of Germans, a lot of Jews that survived the Holocaust were talked in interviews afterwards. They're like, we're Germans.
Right.
Yeah.
We never understood we're fucking Germans.
Right.
That's our nationality.
Right.
So anyway, he also printed this serialized version from the newspaper of the World's Foremost Problem, 500,000 copies, and distributed them in the U.S. He was later compelled to apologize for falling for such a transparent hoax, but not for being a bigot.
Right.
So, yay, captain of industry.
So I'm going to ask this question. I know the answer is yes, but I'm sure there were cartoons in these newspapers, right?
If you Google the Protocols of the Elders of Zion and hit the image thing, be prepared.
You know what? I just realized something. I'm going to do another sidebar here.
Yeah.
We are pronouncing Zion in the way I think only Utahns pronounce it.
That's true. Yeah.
We're supposed to say Zion.
Zion. So everybody just understand, this is a Mormon thing. For whatever reason, we
say Zion.
We all say Zion.
Yeah.
We have a national park here in the state that's Zion National Park.
And just to push back on that, I think there is only one place in the country where there is a location called Zion, and I think the people who state that is in get to call it whatever the fuck they want.
Well, you tell that to the people who live next to it in Hurricane, Utah.
So friends in Israel, just make that little adjustment to
sorry about it, but
to how you operate.
That's how we talk here.
So next on the hit parade of fanboys of the Protocols is a fairly obscure figure you guys maybe have not heard of, one Joseph Stalin. So when all-around good guy and friend to all children, Joseph Stalin seized the keys to the Kremlin in the early 1920s, the Protocols were very much already in favor in the USSR, but never being one not to torture the shit out of an opportunity when he saw one, he seized on the ember of the Protocols and they provided and fanned it into a massive flame of otherizing in a country that traditionally had not been terribly friendly to its Jewish minority. A little aside for our modern listener who may be wondering, it's still not.
Yeah.
But the institution of officially sanctioned pogroms, the persecution and dislocation of Jewish farmers and landowners, and the redistribution of their land really took off under our friend Joseph.
It does make for some great musicals, though.
There's a particular musical. You're talking about In the Heights.
That's right.
Yeah. I got that right?
Yep.
So then we come to a guy we've spoken about earlier in the program, a guy named Father Coughlin, and I've been reminded by a listener it is Coughlin, not Coughlin.
Okay.
We've discussed the original American Christian radio Pharisee and living reason for the Johnson Amendment on the show before.
Yeah.
From the 19-teens until his fall from grace in the 30s, Father Coughlin railed about old-time religion and against any movement in the direction of modernity or social progress in America. He fully embraced the Protocols, and in 1934, his magazine, the ironically named Social Justice, published a serialized version of them. Again, like Ford, the credulous moralizer believed them to be authentic. Father Coughlin liked to insist that he wasn't anything like an anti-Semite. He just liked to point out constantly that a secretive Judeo-Bolshevik threat was behind all the world's problems. He was just telling the hard truths.
He's not an anti-Semite. He just plays one on TV.
And now for a little fun. The next guy on the hit parade is one David Icke.
David Icke.
Yes, so we've discussed this clown on the show before. So weirdly, Icke dances around the Protocols rather clumsily. He's trying not to come right out and say they're authentic or that he's totally devoted to them, but instead says, if you look back over the 100 years plus from their publication, the world looks exactly like the Jewish plot has played out as the book predicted. He's constantly talking about secretive Zionist conspiracies behind everything. So the protocols and the poison they have spawned are fully in his marrow.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but he says if you read the protocols over the last 100 years, they've almost all come true.
Yes.
Was almost total extinction part of one of the predictions of the protocols of Zion?
Yeah. That would, you know what? Step 7 was get most of us murdered
Right.
as a diversion.
It's let's foment the Holocaust to own the Gentiles.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It was an incredible act of trolling.
You have to be able to play the long game.
Commit
you
to
gotta,
the bit.
That's
you
right.
got to sacrifice some pawns.
So he's still oddly a little shy about confirming the authenticity of the protocols directly. It may have something to do with the libel laws in Britain being far more strict in the U.S., or more likely, Queen Elizabeth blinked at him with her sideways lizard eyes and freaked him out. So
Yeah.
There's also this really hilarious David Icke quote I found when I was looking at this. He actually said this. The most racist people in the world claim to be anti-racist because they see race in everything, which, of course, I don't. I just see human consciousness in bodies of different kinds.
Oh,
So race?
he doesn't see race. He just sees lizards.
Right.
He sees species, but not race.
He sees geckos. And we're almost done with these schmucks. The next one up is an old friend, Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is, for those who don't know, is an American cleric that is the head of the Nation of Islam, who has long been a conspiracy-mongering anti-Semite. Actual copies of the protocols have been distributed through his mosques over the years.
No way.
And just in this year of our Lord, 2018, at the nation's annual Savior Day convention in Chicago, he took the stage to say that he was not an anti-Semite, but a truth teller, and that Jews are part of the synagogue of Satan, that white people running Mexico are Mexican Jews.
Ooh.
That yeah,
That's a new one.
Wait, what is
Juan Goldberg.
what is he doing at the Savior something or other?
Well, it's what they call their annual convention, Savior Day.
They don't have a savior. That's a Christian thing. Get your own thing.
Yeah, get your own
Farrakhan.
thing, Farrakhan.
You're on notice.
Fucking bow-tied motherfucker. You're on notice from the heretic. He also said that the Jews control various countries like the Ukraine, France, Poland. Sure, they control Poland, dude. And Germany, where they take advantage of the money, the culture, and the business. That Jesus called Jews the children of the devil. That when you want something done in this world, the Jew holds the door. And most importantly, I think, he also claimed that Jews control government and the FBI and use marijuana to feminize black men.
Whoa. Those are three very disparate things.
Yeah, I would love. We should find a YouTube of that speech. I bet it's amazing.
Oh my God.
And then kind of a local favorite. Before he was a publicly pious Mormon, right-wing lunatic Glenn Beck was a drunken morning radio shock jock in Provo, Utah. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yeah, he did a stint in Provo at like a morning zoo.
Yeah, he was a hard drinking, hard partying.
And super anti-Mormon. He,
Yeah.
was really, he didn't know anything about it. He was just an asshole about it.
Right.
I know more about Glenn Beck than I should.
Both of you do. I'm
Yeah.
alarmed and confused.
You're about to know a little bit more. So
I'm feeling a blaze in my bosom.
before he flamed out totally in recent years, thank Jesus, he had a massively rated show on Fox News, and every night he would visibly lose his feeble mind in clouds of bizarre and misspelled scribbling on a literal chalkboard.
Yeah.
And get tangled up in yarn and pushpins trying to tie Obama to the plot to kill King Charlemagne at the Yalta Conference in order to fake the 1994 Super Bowl halftime show.
And
So-
inevitably would end up crying at the end of it. I'm not sure how that happened.
he was a boob.
He was a weeper.
Yeah, he was a really... he was
Which just means he fits in really well with Mormonism.
Yeah.
He clearly found the correct religion for himself.
Yeah.
Aggressive crying is a Mormon trait.
Yeah, pretension to alpha male and then just blubbering.
Right.
It's a very strange combination. So, in a nightly spectacle, of derp and blockheaded white rage, that was kind of his thing. that was his stock and trade. But one night in November of 2010, and you might remember this, Doug, he cooked up a special episode called "George Soros Exposed."
Oh, yes.
The Puppet Master. If you don't know, George Soros is a European Jew who survived the Holocaust as a child. He's now one of the richest men in the world through his uncanny investment abilities. He also funds a large number of progressive causes. So what's he hiding?
Oh my God. Can I just say something here? I didn't realize that he was Jewish.
Soros?
Yeah.
Really?
I've not.
Oh my
done
God, he's
any-
like the biggest Zionist boogeyman to these people.
Well, I've seen the boogeyman part of it,
Yeah.
and I've never understood why all of this shit about him had so much traction.
He's rich,
and now
Jewish,
I
and
get it.
liberal. There's something must be up.
Right.
I mean, if he were just a rich man, a billionaire,
Yeah.
that's one thing. But he's not. It's the Jew thing.
It's the Jew thing.
Oh
That's
my
Jew
God!
thing,
I
yeah.
can't believe I didn't put that together.
That's the animating thing.
That is clearly the animating thing, because there are other like very liberal billionaires out
Right.
there, but he's a fucking
a Jew.
Of
Yep.
course.
And more disgustingly, he's a fucking Jew.
He's a fucking Jew.
We've cracked it wide open.
I hope my neighbors hear us yelling the words "fucking Jew" right now.
So even more disgustingly, very frequently, like literally on Fox News main, primetime television, he survived. I think when the Holocaust ended, he was 12.
Yeah.
And they constantly say that he cooperated with the Nazis.
Yeah,
that he was a capo, right?
Yeah,
That he-
yeah.
He was a fucking child.
He was a child.
So somehow made it through. So
Yeah, well,
so fuck him.
children can cooperate.
So Glenn Beck is likely too stupid to know how he was putting on a little anti-Jewish pantomime right out of the protocols that night. But wow, it was like a live television version of Nazi anti-Semitic propaganda with cartoons of hook-nosed diamond merchants hiding out in alleys conspiring to steal Christian babies for their blood libel.
In 2010.
In 2010. And again, he's too stupid to know that his literal puppet show that night could have been called A Children's Fun Time Puppet Hour about the scary old Jews. But the daffy conspiracist culture that Beck was marinating in is so steeped in the fictions of the protocols, he likely just presumed that it was all true Jew facts.
So wait, what do you mean he's too stupid to know? Why do you assume that he didn't know?
Well, that's a good question. I just think he's a fucking idiot.
I'm going to quote.
Obviously, he's an idiot.
I'm going to quote one Joseph Goebbels here. No one could be so stupid as to put it out there that they're that anti-Semitic. Right?
It's a good call. I was just I've observed this idiot over the years.
Yeah, I just think he is a moron, but he could very well be that anti-Semitic.
Yeah, he's got the Google. Yeah. Well, it's a little complicated, and we're going to do this another time by the fact that Mormons think that they are actually Jews. Right?
Good point.
All of our Jewish listeners out there who just fell off your fucking chairs.
Oh my God, you don't even know.
Yeah, we'll cover that another
Seriously,
time.
look up the second definition of Gentile in the dictionary. Your mind will explode.
Yeah. So we'll do that another time, but we'll finish with really a hero of stupid. One recently banished to the hinterlands, Alexander Jones. So I was actually shocked to discover in researching this that Alex Jones is not as outwardly anti-Semitic as you would expect. Huh. Like there's certainly dashes of it on his show, but it's because it's impossible to tease the anti-Semitism out of conspiracy culture.
Right.
But he's way more pissed off and scarlet-colored about alien intelligence and democratic pedophile banquets than he is the Jews.
They're making the frogs gay.
It's not human intelligence.
However, there are echoes of the protocols in his cranial hornet's nest if you just dig a little.
You probably don't have to dig. There's not that far to dig.
No.
No, you just...
It's not a deep well.
Simply Google Alex Jones protocols. So
It's not an onion, it's a hornet's nest.
my poor throat cannot possibly do an impression of Alex Jones, so I'm gonna mark my way through it.
So everyone listening at home,
Yeah,
just imagine, I don't know, somehow shove something up your own ass.
just turn the bass all the way up and just make it staticky, and you'll get
Yeah, just imagine the last 30 seconds of Elvis's life.
Yeah.
the last great exertion out of Graceland. So,
Which, by the way, was a really good film. I don't know if you guys saw it, but that was delightful. I thought Karen Carpenter had a great cameo in that. I don't know why that came up.
So, and I quote, I was thinking, that's so hard not to do. They're always trying to claim that if I talk about world government and corruption I'm anti-Semitic. There's mafias of all different stripes and groups, but since you want to talk about it, the Emanuels are Jewish mafia. So Rom and his brother, who's a fucking doctor. So there you go. But I mean, it's not that Jews are bad. It's just that they are the head of the Jewish mafia in the United States. They run Uber. They run the healthcare. They're going to scam you. They're going to hurt you. It's another wonderful quote. If being against the Jews that are weirdo Nazi collaborators and gangsters makes me anti-Semitic, then fine. I'm not against Jews, but at a certain point, when you people call you out, I've been called out in hundreds of newspapers in the last month as being anti-Semitic because I talk about a global corporate combine. One more. Well, why are you labeling the TPP Jewish, Alex? I mean, it's got Jews involved in it, just like it's got everybody else. It's communist Chinese, global government, Japan. I mean, all these groups. But again, I'm going to skip this break. It's injected into it that you must be anti-Semitic. So I was just sitting back and, long pause, I guess I better do some exposés on the Jewish mafia.
Wow, it's like he's got racist Tourette's.
He does.
Totally.
It's Chinese, Jews.
And it's funny that you cannot read a quote of his without sliding into an impression of him.
Yeah.
You tried, but you couldn't do it.
Right, because if you don't have the impression, then someone might think you're having a stroke. Passerby might think you're having a stroke.
I also think you got fatter while you were reading.
Oh, thanks. I definitely got redder. Did you ever see that before and after from his fucking weirdo supplement
And
garbage?
it was just a color difference.
Right. He's this thick, weird, like strange Neanderthal body.
Right.
And in one, he's just kind of medium red, and in the other, he's lobster red. Like literally the same shape.
And that's the
45 days later.
That man he is a heart attack personified. I don't know how he's still alive.
He's got the body of a young Danny DeVito.
So we'll end with some buzzwords. So this is how you know if you're talking to young listeners, especially people who are not have not been exposed to a lot of anti-Semitism. If that's true, lucky you. So here's some buzzwords to know if you're talking to a person you suspect might be under the influence of the protocols of the Elders of Zion, whether they know it or not. And many times people may not know the origins of the garbage they're repeating. So a few buzzwords. Number one, Rothschilds. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's using the word Rothschilds, just move to another seat in the bus.
Literally, they're just whatever comes out of their mouth next is going to be hateful.
Right. So if you don't know what the Rothschilds are, it's a very old European family of Jewish bankers and money people. They have long been a hobby horse of the looniest anti-Semitic rabble. Just this year, an elected Washington, D.C. city council person, a Democrat, without irony, openly blamed the Rothschilds for the shitty winter because they can control it, obviously.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And there's a joke that if the Jews could control the weather, that Sheldon Adelson and George Soros would fight over the thermostat all day. Next buzzword, the Bilderberg Group.
Yep.
So anytime
Not build a bear. That's a different.
Not build a burger.
The Zionist conspiracy behind Build-A-Bear. So in 1954, Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, not a Jew, organized an annual meeting of business, political, and cultural leaders to foster stronger relationships between Europe and the U.S. The group still meets behind closed doors. It's invitation only and unhelpfully a little secretive, therefore part of a vast international Jewish conspiracy.
Right.
Next word, globalist.
By the way, the best way to do a Jewish conspiracy is to have a non-Jew start it up.
Have a Dutch guy started up.
Yeah.
That's their beard.
So globalist is the next word. Since the world is made up of fractious cultural, ethnic, and linguistic groups, it's hard for a simple mind to imagine them all coming together in any meaningful way, unless there's a massive underground of like-minded secret masters working to bend all nations to their will. The Jews.
Yeah.
Next word, cabal. Mm-hmm. Although this word simply means a secret political group, it has been intertwined with the protocols and anti-Semitism for so long, its rare its use in the U.S. is not directly related to a secret Jewish conspiracy. And lastly, New World Order. Mm. Like globalist, this term is usually just a stand-in for bunch of goddamn Jews. It's found its way from the protocols, and it is in the protocols, into the conspiracist mainstream. It's usually deployed anytime the United Nations tries to pass a resolution in favor of anyone other than white American men getting a crust of bread, or that maybe we shouldn't kill all the whales for sport. So that's kind of it. There's a huge amount of research on the protocols and scholarship, loads of it, sadly, in favor of their conclusions, and you can kick over that rock if you want to, dear listener. You've been warned. But if the globalist Jew cabal is not a normal part of your day-to-day vocabulary, there is a really fascinating overview of the origin and spread of the protocols by a guy named Will Eisner, who is one of the fathers of the graphic novel. And it's a really beautiful, interesting book called The Plot, The Secret Stories of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Well worth a look if you want more of this yarn. So that's this literary puke funnel.
Well, it is clear that the Jews have gotten to Uncle Mark and are using him to spread misinformation.
He's part of the New World Order cabal globalist conspiracy.
You are just jealous of my long curly sideburns that are just a fashion statement. They don't mean anything.
Yeah.
So that's it. If you lose your job at the DQ or fail Algebra 2, it's not your fault. It's probably the Jews.
Go blame the Jews. All right, let's move on.
Move on.
Well, Uncle Mark, 'tis time in the show. It's the moment where we pass the hat.
Yeah.
We send around the collection plate.
Look, there's no shame to our game. If you would like to see your uncles kept in the manner to which they've become accustomed from big pod money, right? Then
or if you'd like to see us get any money at all,
right? And we're really looking at that new private jet.
Yeah, exactly.
So we want Creflo dollars, and so if you can help that happen, we'd love to see that happen.
And the ranks of those who are making that happen are ever increasing. It's great. We need to thank a few people.
Let us do it.
Thanks so much to Rick, to Sarah, to John, Mark, and we had an adjustment made, and now one of us, I think it's my turn. I don't know whose turn it is. One of us owes Casey a saint.
Oh, somebody! Awesome. That's cool. I'm happy to do it. You want to do it?
I'll do it. I think it is my turn.
You feeling it?
No.
All right.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Dig deep.
So Casey, your saint is Saint Harold of Boca Raton. No, we've done Boca Raton. I think we've done Boca Raton. I'm going to go with
Boca. Maybe needs another saint.
Maybe needs another saint.
Yeah.
So
it does mean the mouth of the rat.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Saint Harold of Boca Raton.
Yeah.
And Saint Harold is the patron saint of adult diapers.
Yes.
And of card games that no one can understand.
Yep.
And the patron saint of That's Too Loud.
A triple threat.
He is.
A triple threat. So basically it is perfect for Boca Raton.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. I like it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes, Casey. That's special for you.
And thank you for your adjustment.
Only one who gets that. If other people talk to people about how they can join the good folk.
You can join the ranks of Heaven's elect and hear us here in Valhalla a bit early every week. If you just go to the How To Heretic website, howtoheretic.com, click on the Patreon link, and again, just hold down the 0 button after you've entered an integer until your battery dies. And give us a little dosh, and we'll be ever so thankful for you doing it. And once again, if you're on a budget, or maybe if you're homeschooled, just go to anything like iTunes, Stitcher, where you can give 5-star reviews. Give us a 5-star review. It just makes us feel warm and fuzzy all over.
And more people come and listen when we get those, so that's helpful.
Yes, and so please do that, and thank you to all who join. We're very grateful.
Love your buns.
Well, Uncle Dan.
Yeah?
So
I wasn't doing anything.
We keep your hands where I can see them, all right, friend? This is a professional relationship for the moment.
It's all fine.
We talk so much about ye old-timey religion.
Yeah, that's true. We like to go to the ancients.
Again, because we are desperate to get a sponsorship from the Wonder Bible. But please, wonderbible.com, get back to us about this. At HowToHeretic on Twitter, if you're on Twitter.
It's .net, I think.
Somehow I don't think you are. But we talk about the classics, ye oldie stuff.
Yeah.
Right? From time immemorial. But sometimes it's important to see what's the new and exciting scientific developments in religion are.
What's happening out there
now?
Currently.
Right.
In the world of religion.
What is the cutting edge of Iron Age thought.
Yeah.
Right?
Dull edge of Iron Age thinking.
And so Doug, our special correspondent for religion and the kids these days, Uncle Doug is here to tell us, to lay it on us. Lay some fat beats
To use the blunt end of the axe.
to scratch Ezekiel's wheel and tell us what the kids are doing.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either.
Wheat.
Well, I thought we'd talk about something I caught my eye in the past couple days called the Accelerated Christian Education, or ACE.
Oh.
I don't know if it's a particular curriculum in the homeschool movement.
I feel like one of those words, and I don't know which one, has to be wrong. There's you've got 3 words there, and you can combine any 2 of them, and you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
But when you add all 3,
I also feel like I'm going to be deeply depressed by the end of this segment. Deeply, deeply depressed. And I was a C+ student at a public school.
Well, so this curriculum called ACE was founded by doctors Donald and Esther Howard in Texas in 1970. Doctors. And I looked into it. It took some digging, actually, to find out where Donald Howard got his doctor moniker. Any guesses?
Liberty University.
Ooh.
I was going to say the Southern School of Belize, and
You're both very close. He got his master and PhD in theology at Bob Jones University.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
So he's not a doctor.
He's not a doctor.
not a doctor.
Yeah.
But he plays one on TV.
And then did his wife get that when she married him?
Well, what's funny is I saw that they were doctors, and so I was like really trying to, all over their website. I tried to find their bios. There's no bios. The only place I found out where he got his degrees were in his eulogy.
Oh.
In his
my God.
and she hasn't died yet, so we don't get to know where she got her degrees from.
Right, but dear listener, we will update you with that eulogy.
She attended competing university, Oral Roberts, or something.
Yeah, when she pops her clogs, we'll get
who
that
knows?
to you.
Maybe when you get a Bob Jones degree, it is conferred upon your spouse at your marriage.
That probably is the case.
It's like being a Kentucky colonel. You just pass it on.
just-
it's
you
an
can just-
inheritable thing.
You can just, if enough people believe you, you can just say it.
Yeah.
So today, ACE claims it is used in over 6,000 schools in over 140 countries.
Yep, depressed.
But
Schools.
we'll get to this.
I don't think you're supposed to have that in schools.
Well, the definition of schools is fairly fungible in this context, and we'll get to that. So the core curriculum is an individualized, biblically based character-building curriculum package, quote unquote. And these packages are workbooks called PACES, so packages of accelerated Christian education. At the beginning,
He's a doctorate of acronyms.
right.
He's good.
At the beginning of each PACE is an overview, a scripture to memorize, a character trait to strive toward, and information on what, if any, supplies the student will need. So it's like the Blue Apron of Christian education.
Whatever supplies he'll need
I know, it's so dumb.
to read the Bible.
Yeah, and oh god, it's just
including
so
but not limited to blinders.
And your body weight in Adderall.
They have some troublesome beliefs in these curriculums. Surprisingly, this is rough. As late as 1993, in the history section of one of these PACES, it talked about apartheid. It says,
Oh, God.
no, quote,
Oh, God.
although apartheid appears to allow the unfair treatment of blacks, the system has worked well in South Africa.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Although white businessmen and developers are some unfair. Pardon me. Let me try this again. It's blinding me with its racism. Although white businessmen and developers are guilty of some unfair treatment of blacks, they turned South Africa into a modern industrialized nation, which the poor, uneducated blacks couldn't have accomplished in several more decades.
God, what year was this?
This was kind of taken out in 1993.
Taken out in 1990.
Yeah.
Oh my God! This passage, alongside its neighbor passage that was about how the Americas, while slavery might seem like it was bad.
Oh, you've been reading on this.
I feel like just hearing you read that, I need to report to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Lord.
And expiate my sins.
It ends.
Desmond Tutu, if you're listening, and I know you are, I'd like to set up an appointment.
If more blacks were suddenly given control of the nation, its economy and business, as Mandela wished, they could have destroyed what they have waited and worked so hard for.
Yeah.
wanna
Nothing
take it-
worse
do it-
than if they had done what Mandela wished.
Should we take a minute and shower?
Exactly. Please tell me that's the worst one.
It's the worst quote, not necessarily the worst belief.
Okay.
Dan, you were spot on. The Civil War was not about slavery, but that God created the war to punish people for religious apostasy.
And the apostasy was in the form of not condoning slavery.
Right. Solar fusion is a myth, describing it as an invention of evolution scientists.
What?
Right, because all those biologists talking about how the sun works, those guys
I
need
know.
to shut up.
What the fuck does that mean? Like the sun is real?
I don't know. Unsurprisingly,
It uses microwaves. It's just fire.
it's just God's love.
So what turns white people red? Jesus.
Ask Alex Jones.
You are correct. It is Jesus. The answer is Jesus.
Unsurprisingly, abortion is evil. Homosexuality is a choice. Wives must be subservient to their husbands. And AIDS can be avoided through abstinence and only abstinence.
Well, the first part of that is literally true.
Yeah.
AIDS can be avoided
No, absolutely.
through abstinence, but
The problem is AIDS can be avoided by abstinence. Abstinence cannot be avoided. Abstinence
Exactly.
like sex cannot be avoided
Right.
by
it
abstinence.
can be.
I mean,
Sure.
it's possible.
I mean, you could go into
it
the
seems to be
Catholic.
working fine right now.
You could go into the Catholic priesthood and then you know what? Fuck it.
Oops. Oopsie-doo.
Abort.
The last belief that, and there are many, but these are the ones I thought were the most fun. The Loch Ness Monster is real and is in fact
What?
a plesiosaur, which is proof that the theory of evolution is false.
They don't believe in dinosaurs.
No,
Don't believe
they do believe in dinosaurs. They just believe that the fact that one
We live
exists
concurrently.
now
Yeah.
proves that Noah's something, and then that proves that Jesus. It's really clear.
All it makes is sense.
The sun is fake. The fucking sun is fake. And the fucking Loch Ness Monster is real. And it's a plesiosaur.
This part I love. They dropped that Loch Ness Monster part from the schools they tried to set up in England. Which did not stop all of the ones they did set up in England from being designated as subpar.
Them dudes might be close enough to that lake. They might go and check it out.
Go have a look.
We got to be careful.
Yes, we must be very careful about people's proximity to evidence. Although they're not shy about the fucking sun.
I know.
Well, have you gotten close enough? Can you prove? I mean, if you got a little closer, maybe you could prove that fusion exists. But I don't think you're that close.
Well, I'm not an evolutionary biologist, so how would I prove it?
So the little jaunt into England. There's a very funny quote that I found. They did not do well in England. There's the education. The people take education a little more seriously in England than they do here.
They actually believe in some facts have to be part of the thing.
Which led to this professor at the University of London.
That's why they make such good soccer hooligans, is because it's a superior.
They're educated.
Yeah.
This professor, Michael Rees of the University of London, had a very, very English quote in relation to the ACE program. My particular problem with ACE is the awful nature of the curriculum they provide to their students.
Oh, just that?
Just that.
Otherwise, he thinks it's tickety-boo.
So, Uncle Dan, you mentioned the term school.
Yeah.
You can set up a school. I went through the steps on the website and watched the instructional video.
Are you accidentally at school now?
Almost. Okay, so there's 7 steps to start a school. And they clearly padded the list of steps because step 1 is get a free information packet and step 7 is open your school. So it's just like, it is not hard to open an A school. All
Wow.
you need to do is get the information and call it good.
You probably have to pay him some money.
Actually, I did not see anywhere where he had. Somewhere there's a profit in here. I didn't find it.
Yeah, these guys are shitty Christians.
Yeah.
If they-
Step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 4.
And also, there's surely a step in there, which is do not alert any local authorities.
Right.
Right.
Right. Just make sure that just have all your neighbors bring you their children.
Yeah.
And call it good.
So this gets to the heat of the meat here, which is several questions that somebody pulled out of a bunch of these curriculums that are, you will not believe that I did not make these up.
I think we need to order these things.
Oh my! So
Why do you not have these here? All of them.
let's set up a school.
Let's set up a school.
Here are some questions from the tests at the end of each of these paces for various age groups. So the first few questions are from the 4th grade curriculum, which is 9 to 10-year-olds. And these are real questions. And the first few are kind of word definition, multiple choice questions. So, wisdom. Then there's a sentence. The pastor spoke with great wisdom. Wisdom means A, a test, B, godly thinking, or C, tasty milk.
What?
I did not make that.
It doesn't mean any of those things. Tasty milk?
Tasty milk.
As opposed to all of that not so tasty milk.
Okay, Louis Pasteur.
Right.
Mr. Louis Pasteur did experiments with...
Wait. We transitioned from tasty milk to Pasteur? Good.
Yeah, but it says...
that works.
Did experiments with milk. Mr. Pasteur was a glass bottle, an airplane, or a scientist.
Or tasty milk.
Okay. How old are these children?
These are 9 to 10-year-olds. These are questions for 9 to 10-year-olds.
This is the only thing. What's this called? Accelerated.
Accelerated Christian.
This is the fastest
education.
way to make a child stupid.
Yes.
The statistics.
If you put them in a fucking box,
yeah,
and
they'd
never
come out
spoke
better.
to them, they'd come out better.
Yeah.
It's like if you took Wile E. Coyote and he's run off the cliff and he's about to fall down, and you give him a jetpack and aim it downward.
Is Mr. Louis Pasteur an airplane?
I know. It's the education system is based on memorization, not education.
Right.
So these questions will repeat throughout the course of all of these paces as you get older. So you don't learn anything. You learn to answer very specific and dumb questions. And so the statistics on people who come out of these programs are abysmal. Like when because you can go all the way through high school.
How is that possible?
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely.
All right, one more question from the 9 to 10-year-olds.
Oh, yes, please.
Spout, and that's the word. Children played happily in the water spout. Spout means A, a stream of water, B, 2 dry ducks, or C, playground.
I got to phone a friend.
Not making
My
this
fucking skull just caved in. 2 dry ducks. What the fuck?
Okay.
I mean, it's clear they're fucking with
A
us.
spout is 2 dry.
They're funny. It's like...
What the fuck? There's no. The only description for 2 dry ducks is 2 fucking dry ducks. I know. There's no shorthand for that. Oh my god! And these people vote.
Do you know why they're dry? No tasty milk.
Because Mr. Pasteur, the airplane, flew over them.
Okay, you guys, we're not even scratching the surface of the dumb here. No. So let's bump up to 7th grade.
Okay, Doug, you are so making.
You're not going to believe it. If you think I'm making these up, wait till we get to high school age kids.
Oh my god.
All right, so 7th grade, 12 to 13-year-old kids.
Okay. Okay.
To become a journalist, one should earn a bachelor's degree in art, journalism, music.
Fuck off. Really? Fuck off.
So I'm gonna skip some questions because let's go to 9th grade. So these are 14 to 15-year-olds.
I have a master's degree in 2 dry ducks.
And you're not going to believe these questions. Okay, so this is 14 to 15-year-old kids, 9th grade.
Sweat
Have you heard of dry ducking though? I think that's a thing.
at BYU.
Happens in the men's locker room.
Little thing for our Mormon listeners there. Sorry, everybody else.
Oh my god.
All right. Question. Darwin's well-known book was called A, Top Banana in the Jungle. B.
No.
It's actually better. It's actually better.
No.
Uncle Mark.
No, it's not.
Uncle Mark's done.
Oh my God, please. The others are going to kill me.
Okay. B, The Origin of Species. Or C, No one is going to make a monkey out of me. And the thing is, the book is actually on the origin of species.
Right,
so
they've
there is
even
no
gotten the right
correct
one
option.
right. Wrong.
Okay, guys.
The origin of 2 dry ducks.
And true or false? Leif Erikson played shortstop in the Icelandic League.
No,
Come on.
Shut up.
Did not make that up.
Shut up.
I did not make that up. Okay, one more question for
Everyone knows he played right field.
for ninth graders. Did you have to choose one of the 4 following? Gregor Mendel, Adolf Hitler, Charles Darwin, or Charles Mendel formulated the theory of evolution? Nice group of people to put Charles Darwin in.
Right?
What?
Okay, this is the last set of questions here. This is 12th grade.
Here's the
This
thing,
is
though.
17,
Wait,
18-year-olds.
I just want to go back to that last question, because how many of these students with their fucking racist homeschooling parents would actually choose Hitler?
Yeah.
I'll bet a bunch of them.
Sure. Well,
With this level of
the idea,
education,
right? That is the idea: is to just to conflate Darwin with the great villains
right,
of history.
to build the bubble that these kids will spend the rest of their lives in around them as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
And this constant conflation that we're always fucking dealing with these people, that social Darwinism, which was a loose idea adopted by Adolf Hitler,
Right.
has nothing to do with the origin of the species.
Right.
I'm starting to actually really like this, because what they're doing is creating our future listeners.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is all they're doing is creating people who are going to be so confused they're going to need someone to sort through all this.
If there are any listeners out there who suffered through an ACE or a PACE, they should definitely reach out.
Yeah, if you can spell.
I'm gonna send Ace some money. I'm gonna be a Patreon supporter now.
So here we go.
This Wonder Bible.
12th grade. Okay, this is 17 to 18-year-olds. These are now adult human beings.
Okay.
So now we're getting into literature and art.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah.
They're good at it.
Here's the question.
Norman Rockwell, faggot or colored?
Again, this is not okay. Macbeth was
All it says under the art heading: queer. Next chapter.
okay. This is the question. Macbeth was probably written to honor, A. Macbeth, B. Shakespeare, C. James I, or D. God whose ancestors came from Scotland.
Oh dear God.
Wow. The levels of because let's just point out that yes,
18-year-olds.
Macbeth was written to please King James because he was Scottish and theoretically somewhat from the line of Macduff, but somehow the reason that they're asking this question has to relate to the fact that King James was the one who translated the Bible.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't. They would not. There is no point in understanding art and literature for its own sake.
Right.
If you're a polemist like this.
Yeah.
It only if you can find a way to connect Shakespeare to your fucking Bible.
Yeah.
You do that.
Have they read the fucking play?
Of course not. And I think the thing is they need to tick off a box that says arts and science, arts education.
Yeah.
I don't know about Shakespeare.
Yeah. You know what? That was about King James, and that's a name on my Bible. I'm a cultured man.
Okay, so two more questions.
Drives off on a four-wheeler.
Check this out, I'm Papa Wheelie.
Can I just say that my favorite thing so far in this whole episode, which has been delightful for me, the whole thing has been Mark's impression of a four-wheeler.
That's what that sounds like.
Good sound effects, buddy.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, it's only in second gear there, so.
Keeping with Macbeth, the main characters of Macbeth are A, three weird sisters, B, Malcolm and Donalbain, C, Shakespeare and the Groundlings, or D, Macbeth and Lady Macbeth.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
Well, at least there is a right answer there.
Yeah, correct.
And the other ones are actually pertinent.
Right.
There's like zero ducks mentioned.
Yeah, I would love to see
I feel like
it.
we've improved a lot.
I'd love to see a production of Macbeth with two dry ducks.
That's one of the ingredients that goes in the cauldron. Which ones, throw in fillet of a fenny snake and two dry ducks doth this potion make.
And tasty milk.
Uncle Dan, I included this last question for you.
Okay.
When an actor speaks to himself alone on the stage to let the audience know what he is thinking, he obviously, and feeling, he is A, giving a soliloquy, B, faking insanity, C, a poor actor, or D, about to be killed.
I think A and D are both correct.
I mean, it can be all of them. It literally, one instance can be all of those
that's
things.
Absolutely true. So, and there's, myriad.
These are
like SAT test questions in the ACE program.
But the point is, this is not religious falderall that is being taught to kids after they get home from a public education.
This is in lieu.
This is their education.
This is the education, right? I mean, you read an SAT question right now. Like they are, blank is to blank as blank is to blank. They're fucking hard. But this is the same.
Is that the answer to that one?
Yeah, true.
I mean,
all of the above.
This is all clearly, and by the way, the people that wrote this fucking curriculum have doctors on the front of their names to be shoved up their ass. But it seems like this whole thing is based on a calculus by Christian parents that that there's no way to have both properly educated, ready with life skills and to work in the world and to engage with the world kids and Christian kids at the same time. Right? This is a calculus that the only way that you can have good Christian kids is to intentionally mutilate them and make them fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just deprive them of all useful actual knowledge.
Yeah.
And anything that could help them to process the world in any adult sort of way. And make sure that's...
How do they... I did forget to mention that a lot of these quote-unquote schools are eligible for federally funded vouchers.
I'm starting one. I'm starting one right now.
And just what a cruel...
I'm going to Betsy DeVos's state. Where is she from? Michigan? I'm going there. And
I think the flag on her yacht is Barbados. So if you can go to Barbados... Her flag on the yacht in the Great Lakes.
On one of her yachts.
Yeah. So what a cruel, shitty, horrible, inhibiting, hobbling thing to do to your kids.
Yeah.
I can't... It's unconscionable.
Well, I got you depressed. I did it.
Sweet.
I'm as sad as two dry ducks. So I need some tasty milk.
All right.
And a ride in Mr. Louis Pasteur. Soliloquy. All right. Well,
perfect.
I hate that. Let's move on.
Let's start it. We're going to go start a school. We'll see you later, everybody.
Well, friends, that's it for this week's show.
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email. How about it? You could just do that at howto@howtoheretic.com.
Or leave us a voicemail at 903-88-HOW-TO. That is 903-884-6986.
Yeah.
Also Twitter.
Yeah, go to Twitter. That's at howtoheretic.
Correct.
Hey, thanks again to our beautiful patrons. If you like to join their ranks, go ahead and go to howtoheretic.com and click on that Patreon button.
Hey, and thanks to Cody Layton for editing this goddamn mess.
And thank you guys for tuning in. We sure appreciate you.
Bye, friends.